The Bethesda Big Train have a magic number of 3 to clinch the North Division crown in 2025, and with a win tonight, they could push that number to just 1. The Olney Cropdusters sit 5 games back with only 7 games left to play. There are 2 promotions tonight. It's College Night as well as National Hot Dog Night. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth. My name is Quincy Bell. Alongside me is Jax Corcoran. We will both be enjoying some hot dogs during the broadcast, and all the interns were instructed to wear attire of the college they attend. So I'm representing Indiana University, Jackson representing the Carleton Knights, our producer Gibson Hurt out of the University of Maryland. Jackson, should be a fun one tonight from Shirley Povich, but the Big Train lost their last time out, a tough loss, 2-1 to the Gaithersburg Giants.
Yeah, just finished up celebrating Hot Dog Day with a delicious Catalyst hot dog. Best hot dogs in the DMV, but need to bounce back from a poor offensive performance last night. Pitching was great, as it's been throughout July. Will probably continue to be great with Kide Atatui on the mound. You can see how good he's been this year, but the offense needs to take it up a notch against an Olney team that's trying to chase down the Big Train.
4-0 record for Atatui, a .37 ERA. That is the second lowest qualified ERA in league history, and here is the lineup that Atatui will face for the Cropdusters. It's Zakai Hawkins, followed by Cade Walter, Jimmy Kirk, Walker Zampella. That's a powerful top 4. All of those guys hitting above 290. Austin Stalker, Carter Ritchie, Coy Swanson, Brian Scott, and R.J. Cromartie will round things out for the Cropdusters. For the Big Train, it's Alex Peltier, Brennan Wright, Josh Skoronsky, and Emilio Gonzalez. That top 4 has pretty much solidified themselves for the rest of the season, it seems. Peyton Steele, Logan Panett, Parker Corbin will follow, and then Brett Ott and Dylan Murphy will round out the lineup. All the players are wearing ball caps from the college that they attend, also to commemorate College Night. So it's FAU's Kide Atatui, who will deal to Zakai Hawkins to start off game number 32 of the 2025 season. Hawkins hitting .293 on the year, but a .518 on base percentage, and hit his first home run the last time the Cropdusters were in action. Atatui set, taps the foot, kicks, fires, and we're underway from Shirley Povich Field. First pitch to Hawkins is a fastball down and in.
Zakai Hawkins is a pesky guy. He's a guy you hate to face. I mean, he's an annoyance in the lineup, and I mean that as a compliment. Just gets on base anyway, leads the league in hit by pitches.
1-0. Hawkins pops one up on the infield. Parker Corbin ranging back, and the Maryland Terrapin makes the catch for the first out.
And that right there has been a huge part of what Kide Atatui has been able to do this year. It's a quick out. It's a fastball located very well on the outer half to a good hitter, and there's nothing that Hawkins can do with that other than flare it into short right field, an easy play for Corbin.
So here's Cade Walter. Takes a front hip slider just inside from Atatui, and he has been magnificent since his first game in Silver Spring. Gave up a run in his second inning of work, 3 innings, 1 earned run. Since then, 21 innings without allowing a run. Jackson, he is probably going to be running away with the Cal Ripken Pitcher of the Year award.
I mean, he'd have already won it if not for Drew Bells. He's about the only guy in the league that's giving him competition. But, I mean, you take a look at that graphic. He has been superlative. Any adjective you can throw at them, it fits.
1-1. Cade Walter grounds one. Again towards Corbin. He bobbles it, picks it up, throws sidearm and wide. Corbin gets ate up by the ground ball at second, and Walter will reach on the air.
As a ball club this month, the Big Train have been playing very good defense. Parker Corbin, though, kind of the lone outlier. That's his 4th error in the month of July, while the rest of the team combined has made just 6.
So here's Jimmy Kirk, hitting .364 on the year with a .517 on base percentage. The Cropdusters are a team that likes to rotate guys in and out of their lineup pretty often, but they have all of the big hitters in today. Kirk hitting 3rd, Walker Zampella hitting right behind him. Cade Walter in the lineup as well. Those are some big hitters.
This is a game the Cropdusters need to win. That's why you see those names all in the lineup together. because they want to avoid that play-in game.
This could be a preview of a potential playoff series. The Cropdusters currently sitting with the third best record in the league behind the Big Train and Aces. Atatui picks off, and they have Walter caught in a rundown. Gonzalez flips over to short, and Brennan Wright applies the tag. Cade Walter is picked off.
Whenever you're able to erase Cade Walter from the base paths, it is a huge positive. This guy has stolen 15 bases this year. He can move around the base paths as well as anybody in this league. But Atatui fooled him with the lefty pickoff move and makes up for Parker Corbin's error.
1-0 count on Jimmy Kirk, and that is huge. Atatui, that's the third batter he's picked off this season. Fly ball into right, Steele ranging towards the line, and he makes the catch. Atatui faces the minimum in the first. We give you a recap now of last night's game against Gaithersburg.
Big Train took a 2-1 loss last night at the hands of the Gaithersburg Giants here at Shirley Povich Field. The teams traded scoreless innings through 7. It was Russell Peterson, Tanner Kaler, and Jordan Capuano. In the 8th, Gaithersburg Giants got on top with a solo shot. Brennan Wright responded by walking, stealing a base, and coming around to score. The Giants tacked on again in the 9th and closed it out for a 2-1 victory. Big Train still leading the division. Look to extend their lead here tonight.
Big Train bats struggled yesterday. It took until the 8th inning to score a run. They will look for a faster start today against Olney starter Zachary Harris.
He's a tough guy to get a hot start against, though. He is a really good pitcher from Messiah University, a Division III school, shoved there this year with an ERA under 4 and a high offense environment of D3 baseball. Has a 1.03 earned run average in the Cal Ripken League over 8 2/3 innings. He has been very, very good for the men in yellow.
8 strikeouts and no walks for Harris. Ground ball up the middle, through for a base hit. Alex Peltier decides to attack him early and reaps the rewards with a single.
That's when Peltier's at his best, is when he's getting out on pitches early in the count, trying to drive. When he gets deep in counts, he underprotects a little bit, tends toward the strikeout, but when he attacks early, he can drive a baseball. Hits that one 95 straight up the gut.
Here's Brennan Wright in the midst of a 29-game on-base streak. Has yet to play in a game where he hasn't reached base with a hit or a walk. First pitch from Harris. Fastball at 88 on the outer half for strike one. Lamar Briggs of the 2017 DC Grays has the league record with a 38-game on-base streak. If Wright would reach base today and make it 30, that would be good for fifth. Peltier off for second throw, almost goes into center field. Alex Peltier off and running. That's his 20th stolen base on the year.
And Richie had that pop out of his hand, something you can't have happen when Peltier's gunning it down the first base line. He is as speedy as they come, and that's why he swiped so many bags.
Last pitch was a curveball at the knees, called a strike. 0-2 on Brennan Wright. Kicking the fire from Harris. Wright grounds one foul down the first base line.
He's down in the count here, but something he's done brilliantly recently. He has walked in 9 consecutive games. He's waiting for his pitch. He wants something that he can drive, put a barrel on, and he's not going to give you anything free. That's why he has been cemented in this 2-hole.
Still 0-2 on Wright. Harris comes to the plate. Fly ball into the left center field gap. Ranging back is Walter. It's over his head. Peltier's off to the races. He's up to third. Galvin Morris will hold him there. Brennan Wright into second with a double, and the on-base streak is now at 30 games. He moves into 5th place all-time in the Ky Ripken League.
And indeed, he ties the recorded Big Train record for an on-base streak in a single season. 30 games for Brennan Wright, and got all of that one. A pitch down in the zone, put the barrel to it with 2 strikes, and had a lot of tail on it. Made it a very tough read for Walter out there in left.
In steps the Polish hammer, Josh Skaronski. Got hit by a pitch in the ribs yesterday, had to leave the game. After running the bases, he went into the dugout, and Brett Ott replaced him. There was some nervousness about whether or not he was okay, but he's back at the lineup hitting third and has a great chance to get the Big Train on the board first. He cuts at the first pitch and fouls one straight back into the netting.
He's been hitting so well that the only name Sal Colangelo put on the lineup in the 3-hole was Bam Bam. He has been hammering the baseball throughout the last 3 weeks or so.
He is tied for the league lead in home runs with 4. And he breaks his bat, pops one up over to short, an easy catch for Zakai Hawkins. But he's tied for the league lead in home runs with Walker Zampella hitting cleanup today for the Cropdusters.
Zampella's been blazing hot. We'll talk about him more next inning, but here's another guy who's hitting well, Emilio Gonzalez. And kind of have to talk about, hopefully it doesn't really come into play, but the unlucky break of Walter not being able to catch up to that ball is that Peltier thought he was going to get there. He only moved up 1 base on a double. For a guy as fast as him, that means he was glued to second. He was trying to tag because he thought Walter had that. So you really need to push him across or you're going to be feeling like you're wasting something.
First pitch to Gonzalez, a perfectly placed fastball on the inner half for strike 1. And Galvin Morris at the third base coach. I think a smart decision to hold Peltier at third with nobody out. You got 2 of the best hitters in the Ripken League. Not worth risking that with nobody out. 0-1 to Gonzalez. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the outer half. And we mentioned Harris, yet to walk a batter. A guy, not an overpowering fastball, but he knows where to locate it.
It's a heavy, heavy fastball. It takes off away from that right arm of his and bears in on righties and zips away from lefties.
0-2 to Gonzalez. That fastball misses high.
But Gonzalez, a tough guy to retire. He has reached in every home game he's played and has hit safely in 13 straight home games. And in overall hit streaks, he has tied for the longest hit streak of the year, one that took place in the month of June.
A disciplined hitter, 17 walks to just 13 strikeouts, make it 14. Harris, 4 fastballs and blows that one by Gonzalez.
And that's something you very rarely see is Gonzalez just get beat. I mean, Harris is a darn good pitcher. Again, he had a fantastic freshman year at Messiah, through 74 innings for them, 12 starts, went 9-3 with a 3.89 ERA. He's continued to pitch very well in Olney, and now you really need Peyton Steele to do something for you. You'll feel like you've left something on the table.
First pitch to Steele, fastball misses just high. 5 straight fastballs from Harris. Knows what pitch he likes. Steele in the midst of a little bit of a slump, although he did have a double in yesterday's game against Gaithersburg. 1-0. Another fastball right on the outer half for a strike.
3 straight games with doubles. He had been very cold going into the Southern Maryland game earlier last week. Hit a double in that game, got 2 hits on Sunday, had to hit a double against Gaithersburg, trying to make it a 4-game hit streak. It's a big RBI knock.
1-1 to Steele. Another fastball. That one just misses outside.
Steele was battling for the top spot in RBI in the whole league for a while. He's kind of struggled to knock guys in over the last week and change. Just 4 RBI in total in his last 10.
2-1. Swing and a miss. Another fastball. Harris is determined to just pound that pitch until the Big Train have shown they can hit it, and it's a fastball with a lot of run to it. That last pitch, 17 inches of horizontal break.
Again, it's a pitch that really bears in on righties, and he throws it from a funky slot. Definitely looks like it's something that's hard to pick up for guys.
2-2 to Peyton Steele. Chopped foul. Again goes to the fastball. That one with 20 inches of horizontal break.
A fastball that kind of reminds me of in the big leagues is Joe Ryan's. He's a Twins hurler who throws from that same kind of low slot, gets some run on it, but gets an odd amount of rise for a guy who throws from as low a slot as he does, and so does Harris. And it's sort of the best thing you can be in baseball is surprising, and that's what both Ryan and Harris seem to be with their heaters.
Harris steps off. He'll reset himself. We'll see if he goes to something different.
As you mentioned, we haven't seen a lot of the wrinkle. I mean, you have to assume it's a good pitch. We just haven't been able to see it in person today.
Peltier on third, right at second. 2 outs, bottom of the first. Kick and the fire. Again comes to the fastball, but that one misses outside.
There's also the idea that if you want Harris to go deep into this game, you want him to show as few pitches as possible. And if the fastball is working, just hammer away with it until you get through the lineup the first time, and then you can start showing more and more of your breaking and off-speed stuff.
Payoff. Fastball called, strike 3. Just on the outside corner. Peyton Steele does not like the call. He's still talking to the plate umpire, but we're scoreless after 1 between the Cropdusters and Big Train. Kide Atatui out for his second inning of work, a 1-2-3 inning in the first, and he has been a part of a top of the Big Train rotation that has been magnificent. Drew Bellis and Kide Atatui have been the 2 best pitchers in the entire Ripken League. Drew Bellis 4 strikeouts away from the league record, and Kide Atatui the second best qualified ERA in league history. Jackson, in a 3-game playoff series, which the Big Train will be coming up on shortly. That's a great way to start out a series on the mound.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's the best 1-2 punch in the league. I mean, again, I think it is the 2 best pitchers in the league, and they're both on the same team. Both from the left side. Just causes so many problems for teams. I mean, there's good left-handed hitters in this only lineup that are sort of neutralized by Atatui. And if you throw Bellis against them, it's the same story.
Just by a pure pitcher win-loss record, those 2 are a combined 9-1. but there's also been games where they have pitched in relief. Atatui has a save on his ledger as well, but those two have solidified themselves at the top of the starting rotation. Atatui has a 1-1 count against Olney's cleanup hitter, Walker Zampella.
This is a guy who's hitting in the 9-hole in a game that the Big Train played against the Cropdusters earlier this year, and he has slugged his way to a cleanup spot.
Swing and a miss on the outside fastball. Zampella down 1-2.
He is one of 2 guys in the league to have a 2-homer game. Josh Skaronski is the other, and his OPS in just 11 games played, he's been in and out of the lineup, but has been hitting so well lately, is 1.127. Incredible stuff.
1-2 from Atatui. Misses with the fastball outside. And Zampella and Skaronski are both tied for the league lead in home runs, each with 4. We'll see if one of them can go yard today and have the outright lead. 2-2 from Kide Atatui. Backdoor curveball just misses off the plate.
That pitch is a good idea. It did miss by about 4 inches, but with that extreme crossfire delivery that Atatui has, you can see him up there. He strides well towards first base and then slings back around. A backdoor breaker can be especially devastating.
Payoff. Popped up in the air, down the line and right. No chance for steal. That ball gets out of play, and a nice catch made by a fan reaching over the wall.
I think it's a testament, though, to Atatui's command that he's been able to work so well against righties, because that crossfire delivery, it's so tough for a lefty. He's coming from behind your head. But to a righty, it can almost be a little easier to pick up. But he locates so well that it hasn't been tough for him against righties.
Another payoff, swing and a miss. Zampella, no chance on the fastball from Atatui. His first strikeout of the outing.
He decides to challenge the cleanup hitter, one of the hotter guys in the Cal Ripken League, a fastball right down the pipe at 90 miles an hour. He says, "Here, hit it," and Zampella just can't.
So the top 4 for the Cropdusters, Hawkins, Walter, Kirk, and Zampella, down in order. Those 4 have been magnificent. Here's Austin Stalker, who will try to work lefty on lefty against Kide. Chops a fastball on the inner half foul.
That willingness to challenge is something I love about Atatui. He's not picking around. He's coming right after you, especially with that fastball of his, and he wants you to put the ball in play. He wants to miss a barrel and make an easy play for a plus defense.
0-1. Fastball misses outside. Atatui is a strike thrower. He has 27 strikeouts after the Zampella strikeout to just 11 walks on the season.
Has never walked more than 2 guys in an outing, has never had that loss of control that some pitchers on this roster have.
1-1 from Kide. Popped up foul by Stalker.
And there's another attack pitch. Sort of misses with that slider one, or 0-1, buries it a little, and then comes right back with a fastball middle out. And again says, "Here, you're a lefty, hit my fastball," and Stalker just kind of tools it away.
And now you can work with that fastball and maybe run a slider down and away. A nice pitch to throw to same-handed hitters. 1-2. Atatui goes back to the fastball on the outer half. Stalker able to spoil it foul.
And again, we'll say it quietly so we don't alert our umpires. There's lightning off in the distance. Haven't heard thunder, at least over my headset, so hopefully far enough away that it holds off and skirts around us here at Cap and John.
1-2. Atatui fires. Now comes to the slider. Chopped foul by Stalker. The rule is if there's lightning within 10 miles, the game has to be paused for 30 minutes without there being another lightning strike. And from my favorite red race car, thunder always comes after lightning.
Great shout.
I love Cars. I grew up with that movie.
Cars is a great movie. Pixar, I mean, what a studio. Incredible stuff. Finding Nemo was my Pixar of choice, but Cars right up there.
Atatui takes a deep breath for the 1-2. Misses just outside with another fastball.
Atatui making some good pitches, but Stalker, better battles and takes from him. This is a very good at-bat, especially lefty on lefty.
Atatui tries to win the battle, and he does. A front hit breaking ball. Stalker fishing. He's down on strikes.
That's just filthy. I mean, you said it, throws it right at the front hip. We were just talking about it. It's coming from behind Stalker's head there, and you see he steps almost out of the batter's box, pulling open, flailing, trying to give himself a look at that slider, and he just swings right around it, nothing but air.
Carter Ritchie steps in with nobody on and 2 out. Ritchie taking the catching duties today. The rising senior at VCU watches a fastball high. Ritchie has only played in 15 games this year for the Cropdusters, but a .302 average to go with a .500 on-base percentage. Also has a home run.
He's a guy who can flick the stick a little bit. 15 RBI, trying to get things started here. 2-out rally in the top of the second.
Editui looking for a second 1-2-3 inning. Changeup just misses outside to Ritchie.
This Olney team, it's probably between them and the Aces as the two squads that on paper match up against the big train the best.
2-0. Fastball at the letters for a strike.
And that's in large part because of the depth, I was going to say. You have a guy like Ritchie who you can spot in the 6 hole. Not a lot of teams can put a 300 hitter, a 500 on base guy. A guy with home run pop, he's slugged one this year in the 6th spot. He'd be up higher in a lot of teams' orders.
2-1. Ritchie takes inside, and that ball hit him. Editui surrenders his first base runner of his own volition. Cade Walter reached on an error in the first inning, but Editui later picked him off. So there's a 2-out runner for Coy Swanson, a guy who has been struggling at the dish this year, hitting just .197. Does have some pretty elite defense and speed, Swanson does. Editui spikes a fastball in the dirt.
That's why these next 2 guys are in the lineup. Swanson and Scott, not the biggest bats, but they are very good defenders out there in the outfield. They make center and right tough places to hit a baseball when you're playing Olney.
Brian Scott taking over center field duties today, and Cade Walter in left. 1-0 from Kide Editui, goes to the curveball. That one misses just outside.
And I don't know if we mentioned it, but he's throwing to his FAU mate, Dylan Murphy, who has been incredible behind the plate recently. You have to go back to June 24th to find a game started by Murphy behind the dish where the big train allowed more than 3 earned runs.
2-0. Editui paints a fastball on the corner for a strike.
The big train are 13-2 when Dylan Murphy starts as the catcher and 10-6 when he doesn't. That's a big difference. I think it's pretty clear to see that pitchers really like throwing to the guy they call Murph.
Editui misses outside to Swanson. Count is at 3-1 on Coy Swanson. Carter Ritchie, the runner at first. Some decent speed. He has stolen 4 bags this year. Only as a team, they run a fair amount. Swing and a miss by Swanson.
And that's a pitcher's 3-1 pitch. Goes to the outer half against the lefty. Takes a bit off the fastball to ensure it stays in the zone. Spots it up well. I don't think he was looking for the swing and miss there. I think he was looking for the ground ball, but gets the swing and miss, and now he has a chance to go with that wiffle ball slider.
Payoff. Ritchie will be on the move. Popped up a mile high into center. Peltier waiting on it. He settles under it. An easy can of corn for the 3rd out. No score through 1.5. Big Train left runners on second and third with nobody out in the bottom half of the first. Looking for a better result here, Jackson.
Yeah, you needed to get something out of that. Peltier singles, steals a base, and then has to hold at third on an odd double by right. He thought it was getting caught by Walter, so he tagged up. You can only move up one base in the double.
Logan Panett will start things off against Zachary Harris. Takes a fastball on the outer half for a strike.
Would love to see Logan Panett flashing some of that power again that we saw early in the year. Don't necessarily need home run pop him, just need gap-to-gap stuff again.
0-1. Swing and a miss. That time Harris goes to a slider down and away.
Panett has done a better job at avoiding the strikeout in a solid month of July after a pretty cold stretch in the latter half of June. He's hitting above 300 this month.
He's behind 0-2 to Harris. Foul. Another breaking ball. Taken outside by Panett. Yeah, the fastball and the slider for Harris both have a lot of run, but in opposite directions and with a lot of difference in the speed. 1-2. Panett grounds one over to third. Fielded and thrown on to first by R.J. Cromartie for the out.
And that pitch of Harris's is just a power sinker. You see Panett there. It's not the best located pitch, but it's still pounded into the ground because of that movement that he has on it.
Here's Parker Corbin, hitting just 169 on the year, but makes up for it with a 406 on base percentage, 26 walks to just 15 strikeouts.
Sixth most walks in the circuit.
Watches the first pitch from Harris, a fastball down and away for a strike.
He's another guy you need to start flashing power again. He had a couple games in a row, 3 in a row with extra base hits early in the season, but hasn't had a multi-hit game since June 21st.
Takes low by Harris. 1-1 the count on Corbin. Does have the only walk-off for the Big Train this year, which was a walk-off walk with the bases loaded and 2 out. Harris goes back to the slider but misses upstairs.
He has hits in back-to-back games, and I think that's an encouraging sign because over the last few, it looked like he was up there trying to walk. Caught a few strikeouts looking, but has been a bit more aggressive.
2-1, Corbin swinging away and fouls one straight back.
Hey, there's a fine line between patience and passivity, and Corbin, I think, erred on the latter side for a few weeks there, but he's got plenty of pop, and when he's patient and waiting for his pitch, he's a plus hitter.
2-2 from Zachary Harris. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Corbin chases a fastball outside of the zone. Again, a lot of run on that fastball from Harris. 19.9 inches just running away.
And the Big Train are not a team that strikes out, and Harris has 3 Ks through 1 2/3. I think that tells you something. In fact, the Big Train strike out less than anybody else in the league, just 181 Ks over 31 games. It's a very good number.
Brett Ott steps in. 305 average and a 468 on base percentage. He pops up a bunt attempt foul. Ott loves to bunt down that third base line. He has numerous hits from just pushing the ball the other way and beating out throws. His last 3 appearances have been as a substitute. Was a pinch hitter on the 10th against Southern Maryland, and then also a substitute against Metro South County and Gaithersburg on the 13th and the 15th. You have to go back to July the 6th, 10 days since the last time Brett Ott started a game. Takes a fastball just low from Harris.
And that's because the guys he's competing with for outfield spots and at-bats are Josh Skoronsky and Matthew Wesley, 2 of the very best hitters by OPS in the league.
Fastball on the inner half for strike 2. This outfield has been pretty solid this entire year, and it's been hard for guys to get consistent playing time with everyone playing so well.
Absolutely. I don't think it's a knock on Ott. He's played very good baseball in green this year.
1-2. Change up that time from Harris. Misses just low.
And I think that has led to struggles, though. inconsistent playing time for Ott. He's 0 for 13 in July because he hasn't been able to get a good run of at-bats, feel his swing.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Ott down on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Zachary Harris. No score after 2 from Shirley Povich Field. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Olney Cropdusters as Kide Atatui starts his 3rd inning. No hits and 2 strikeouts, just a lone hit by pitch through the first 2 innings.
He's been very, very good today, as usual.
First pitch to Brian Scott, a fastball misses high. Scott hitting .250 on the year, playing center field today. Has played in 17 games. Strikes out a lot, 14 strikeouts to just 6 walks. Grounds one over to short. Brennan Wright up with it, throws on the run in time to Gonzalez for the first out.
And along with Brennan Wright's bat, which has blossomed over the year into one of the best hitters in the league, his glove has gotten better and better and better as time has gone on. I think there's a bit of nerves in the first couple weeks, made a couple, cheap errors, but since then he has really settled down and been incredibly consistent up the middle.
RJ Cromartie steps in, and he has a tall order in front of him going lefty on lefty against Kide Atatui. Atatui misses with the slider just inside.
Cromartie's another guy who's struggled at times below the Mendoza line at 163.
He's a guy that's dangerous when he does get on. He's 8 for 9 on stolen bases this year. He takes a fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. Just 7 hits for Cromartie in 15 games played. He has scored 14 runs. He is a lot of the time used as a pinch runner. He fouls one straight back.
And as you can tell from his chrome Artie helmet, he is a Notre Dame Fighting Irish baseball player.
His hometown is also South Bend, Indiana, so electing to play ball close to home, but coming all the way out to Olney, Maryland to play his summer ball. And he's rung up. Atatui perfectly paints a fastball on the outer half. Cromartie's down looking.
That's a beauty. Just yanks it away. Beautiful pitch. That run of Atatui's fastball just brings it right back into the zone, and even if Cromartie swings, there's nothing he can do with that.
Leadoff man is up, Zakai Hawkins, and Atatui's first time through the order, 3 strikeouts to just 1 hit by pitch and 1 reached on air, and he later picked off that runner, Cade Walter.
Yeah, but now he's back to the tough part of this Cropdusters order. Hawkins, Walter, and Kirk, and Zempella, one of the best 1, 2, 3, 4s in the Cal Ripken League.
0-1. Hawkins pops one in the air. Gonzalez giving chase near the netting. And he makes the catch, but I believe it hit the net first. The first base umpire is waving off that catch. I think Gonzalez may have caught that off the net.
Yeah, good call by you, Quincy. You saw the umpire right away give the safe signal. It's a very nice play from Gonzalez, and Sal Colangelo want to talk it over because it was awful close as to whether that hit the net or hit the glove of Gonzalez.
Well, Gonzalez had his free hand grabbing the net, bracing himself to make sure he didn't fall forward. It was really close. And the umpires will come together to see if someone had a better view, but I doubt that anyone had a closer view than that.
I mean, whether it counts or not, very nifty play by Gonzalez. Good effort. He got over there, beat the ball to the spot, and made a tough play even possible.
And even if it is ruled a foul ball, the count is still 0-2 on Hawkins.
And he's out.
They overturned the call. I wonder what was said in that meeting. Hawkins still standing at home plate. He's dumbfounded.
Heck of a play by Gonzalez. Big one to end the inning.
We head to the bottom of the third. Still 0-0. Dylan Murphy will lead things off for the big train in the bottom of the third. It's 9-1-2 due up for Bethesda. Jackson, this is a team that has had the best offense by far in the Cal Ripken League this season, but only one run in 9 innings yesterday against Gaithersburg and no runs in their first 2 innings today. What do they need to do to kind of turn this slump around?
Hopefully chase this starter. I mean, Harris has looked sharp, sharp, sharp. They weren't able to chase Fox yesterday, and that's what led to their demise in the end. 6 scoreless from Brady Fox for Gaithersburg, and Harris looking to repeat the trick.
Starts Murphy with a fastball on the outer half for a strike. This fastball for Harris has a ton of run on it. He's getting 17, 18 inches of run on almost every pitch. That time he goes to a slider, which misses down and away to Murphy. There's lightning continuing to flicker in the distance behind the cumulonimbus clouds in the outfield. But if the lightning is not within 10 miles, we have permission to keep playing this game. Murphy takes outside. The count is 2-1.
Murphy looking to get hot. As a whole, Big Train catchers are just 3 for 35 this month with 7 strikeouts and just 1 extra base hit. That's Hawk, Murphy, and Hand.
Murphy takes outside. J.J. Hand got the start yesterday, but Murphy pinch hit for him in the bottom of the 7th with a runner on third and 2 outs, and had a check swing ground ball over to first to end the inning. 3-1 from Harris. Murphy late on the fastball. But Murphy was visibly frustrated after that, not able to get the lead for Bethesda. He then caught the last couple of innings. The Big Train did tie the game at 1-1 in the 8th, but Gaithersburg pushed across a run and got the win yesterday 2-1. Payoff to Murphy, grounded back to Harris. An easy play for him, and Murphy not even going to run it out.
Yeah, it's going to frustrate him again. Another pitch, up in, checks it, and it goes right back to Harris. He's talking to the umpire. I'm not sure what about, but he wasn't a fan of something.
Zachary Harris surrendered hits to Peltier and Wright, the first 2 batters he faced, but since then, 7 batters retired in a row to go with 4 strikeouts. Alex Peltier swung at the first pitch of the inning and was able to punch a single up the middle in his first at-bat. We'll see if he attacks early again. Not a good pitch to do so, a slider that misses inside.
Peltier has enjoyed hitting against the Cropdusters this year. He is 7 for 15 against Olney, one of his best marks against any team.
1-0. Peltier shows a bunt and gets it down the third baseline. Cromartie charging, cannot field with the bare hand. Peltier with a bunt single, and he's 2 for 2 today.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a right-handed hitter able to bunt for a hit better than Peltier can. I mean, that's a lefty's job. That's the thing the lefty does. You know, you can either push down the line, you're already going that way, or the drag bunt. But he's a righty. He's got a extra 5 feet to run. He has to make his bunts perfect, and he does time and time again. Peltier, just an incredible skill.
He has some tremendous speed. His first time on, stole his 20th base, and we'll see if he's going to potentially nab number 21. Has a big lead over there, and he's going. Pitch is taken, throw down, not even close. 21 stolen bases on the season for Alex Peltier.
Kid can move. Bunt, single, stolen base. How many times have we told this story? He's in scoring position entirely of his own volition and thanks to his speed.
Brennan Wright stepping in. A double into the gap. His first at-bat, Peltier had to wait at second to see if the ball was going to be caught, so he only advanced up to third, and he was later stranded there in the first. Wright swinging away and fouls a fastball along the third base side. He's behind 0-2, but Brennan Wright is a guy that has some of the most superb on-base skills in the entire league. 10 strikeouts to 28 walks, even if you get him down 0-2. He does not go down easily. Led Meridian Community College in almost every single statistic. Back pick to second. Peltier is back. The ball squirts away from Hawkins, but not far enough for Peltier to advance. But Wright was so great at Meridian. Led them in average and on base. And he'll be making the step up to Division I next year. Out of the transfer portal, Jackson. He'll be playing for South Alabama.
I mean, you can see he's moved up to play against a lot of D1 competition here in the Cal Ripken League, and he's showing the Jaguars that they've made the right choice because he has shown every bit that he is a top caliber college baseball player.
0-2 as lightning continues to flicker in the distance. Wright takes high. It's only 7:52 p.m. right now, but the skies are darker than they otherwise would be. 1-2, Zachary Harris is set, looks back Peltier. Looks again. Now steps off and throws over. And Peltier just in there safely. Zakai Hawkins with a quick tag. And as a base stealer, guys like Peltier know if you barely got back on a pickoff attempt, you're at the right distance with your lead.
I mean, that's the spot that Peltier's going to head to once again because he was safe. It's closer. A lot of people might think, oh, you want to take a half step off. He's like, no, I can get back there. I've done it already. he can do it again. He just has to be ready. Hawkins leaning towards second again.
1-2 to Brennan Wright. Up the middle, went through for a base hit. Peltier over to third. He's getting the windmill from Galvin Morris. Scott is up with the throw. It comes to second. Peltier in, standing up. Brennan Wright 2 for 2 with an RBI single. The big train draw first blood.
Here's another guy who slugs against the Cropdusters. Brennan Wright is now 11 for 18 against the Olney team. I mean, he just hits and hits against this intra-division team.
And these two have played 4 games so far this year. The Big Train lead the series 3-1. They're 2-0 at Shirley Povich. They're 1-1 in Olney when these two played. The juxtaposition when these two go against each other, at least in the hitting department, is particularly big. Olney is hitting just 157 as a team against the Big Train, while Bethesda is hitting 288. And like you mentioned, Wright has been a big thorn in their side. 2 for 2 today. And now the Polish hammer at the plate, Josh Skaronski, looking to do some more damage.
There's a big cloud-to-cloud lightning leaping out behind the center field fence there. The umpires are determined to get this game. Again, we haven't heard the thunder from it, so you have to assume it's far away.
1-0, Skaronski takes a fastball at the letters for a strike. Brennan Wright with his 21st RBI on that single. Skaronski has 23 RBIs on the season to go with 4 home runs. He works against Zachary Harris, 1-1. Another fastball up in the zone, but that one missed just high.
By my rough count, we just heard some thunder. It was about 10 seconds from strike to thunder, which means about 10 miles. We're getting awful close to the line, and here comes the trainer.
We might be seeing this game be paused for 30 minutes. The umpiring crew most likely looking at a radar right now. And you can see it in the distance on our broadcast. It's hasn't been thundering that loudly, and they are going to move everybody in. We will be delayed for at minimum 30 minutes without any lightning. We're going to step aside. Hopefully there's not any rain, and if there is, the tarp ends up getting put on. But for the moment, we're in a weather delay from Shirley Povich. We'll keep you updated. Unfortunately, due to the presence of lightning and rain in the area, this game is suspended and should be resumed at a later date. Jackson, a little bit disappointing that we couldn't finish this one.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, it was shaping up to be a fun one. Pitchers duel in the early going, 2 good performances. Kide Atatui will have his outing cut short, but you can see us again on the Big Train Baseball Network tomorrow at 7 o'clock against the Southern Maryland Senators. So stay tuned for that, same time, same channel.
Yeah, good start for the Train. I mean, 1-0. Atatui increases the scoreless inning streak to 26 innings, but no game tonight. Unfortunately, we're not going to be wrapping up college night today. This game should be resumed at a later date. Since there's been so much rain, Jackson, they've been starting to just move the number of games needed to complete the season. It was 40 games at the start. Now they've moved it to, I believe, 38.
Yeah, they're going to cut it to different. They're just going to try and get in what they can because they have to finish this league season before July, and that includes the playoffs. So there's really only one day to play with over the rest of the season. That's July the 22nd. So might see that game pushed to there. We'll see. We'll let you know on our social media channels via Caroline and the rest of us. We'll let you know when this game is to be resumed, if it is to be resumed. So stay updated there. Go Big Train on Instagram and Twitter.
For myself and Jackson and producer Gibson, no game tonight. We're sorry, but make sure you have a great rest of your night.